am a curious soul, a stray bullet to swarm, a chattering whisper at night in the head of a following storm, a rebel at
What's up, everybody? Hello and welcome back to Gaming 101 with Mr. Berger. Tonight, I'm going to do my first official Hearthstone focused video, and that video is going to be focused on the new dungeon run feature that became available in the Kobolds and Catacombs expansion, which is the most recent expansion in Hearthstone. I'm really liking this feature. As you can see here, when I go to choose my first class, or my class for my run here, I have a crown over each class. That means that I've completed the dungeon run with all the classes. The reward for that is a cool card back. It's more just because I really enjoyed this feature. I've been having a really fun time with it. So I've definitely spent a lot of time, almost all my time on Hearthstone since this expansion came out has been focused on doing these dungeon runs. So tonight we're going to play with the Hunter, so let's go ahead and jump on in, because Hunter is my favorite class. We're going to be using icy-veins to help us out first, but I thought I could just do this first match. Now keep in mind, icy-veins is not gospel, as my buddy Miguel said. If you haven't taken a look at my resources, my gaming resources video, I'd recommend taking a look at that. And it explains why icy-veins and other websites and resources are so helpful in games such as Hearthstone, Clash Royale, and honestly just about any game these days. So we'll be using it as kind of recommendations as we go along here, and we won't go by it for, won't use it as like specific rules, but just kind of a little bit of an opinion or some guidance and reasoning reasoning behind why certain things would be good or not so great. So for the first boss here, what you're going to do with just about any class except maybe priest is you're just going to go ahead and go face. You're just going to go ahead and do as much damage as you can to the face. Why is that? Because if you notice, he only starts with 10 health. There's about 3 different bosses you can choose between, or that not you can choose between, excuse me, but that can be given to you randomly, and the wee whelp up here is one of them. Alright, so I'm going to go face. I'm just going to go ahead and try to do as much damage to the hero as I can, as quickly as I can, and be done with this first match. And as you can see, he doesn't get enough time to ramp up at all, because he doesn't have much health, and I can just finish the game off right here with my hero attack. Alright, so that went really well. That's awesome. Finished with the first boss. Easy. It gets harder with each boss, of course. They get more health, and they get cool abilities with each one. Now this is great. I got 3 treasures to choose from. I can get spells cost 1 less, battle cries trigger twice, or weapons cost 1. Let's go ahead and take a look at icy-veins here. Now icy-veins is an awesome resource for this dungeon run. What I did here is I went up to Hearthstone, right? Clicked on Hearthstone, went to Dungeon Run, then went to Hunter Dungeon Run. And now it gives me all this cool stuff for Hunter tips. So it tells you the Hunter starting cards here. It gives you a list of the treasures. It says after defeating the 1st, 3rd, and 5th, and 7th bosses of the Dungeon Run, you'll get to choose one of 3 random treasures. So you get to choose from either randomly passive or active treasures. There's a whole bunch of different ones. But what I want to do here is take a look at the 3 that we got. So we got, let's go ahead and take a quick look back here. We got Khadgar's Scrying Orb. Again, spells, it doesn't seem that great for Hunter because I'm not using too many spells. Battle Cries, I don't think Hunter has that many Battle Cry cards, so it's not the best choice. Gromash's Arm Guards, weapons cost 1. Unless I have a lot of weapons in my deck, that's not going to be too great. So let's go ahead and take a look at what icy-veins thinks here about those 3 things. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hit Control F. I'm going to find Khadgar's Scrying Orb. It's just average. They think it's average. It says large number of minions used by hunters diminishes the value. It can be reasonable for shots and tracker card buckets, so it's not that great. The other one that we got was the Battle Cries. So I'm going to do Battle Totem. Again, average. You don't have that many Battle Cry cards as a hunter, so it's not going to be that great. So what I'm going to do next is search for the Arm Guards. again, average. It says that not many of these are that great, and honestly, knowing the hunter and the hunter bucket, which is, you know, the cards that you get to choose after this, I don't really like too many of these picks. So what I'm going to do, since it's the very first boss, is I'm going to go ahead and throw the match, just choose one at random, and start another one up here. Now, I wouldn't go ahead and start the dungeon run over like that if I was already a few bosses in, but since it was the very first boss, and I really got a bad draw there, bad RNG, I went ahead and started over, cleared the first boss again real quickly. You can see by the timer down there, and got myself a drink too. Alright, so I got small backpacks, Robe of the Magi, and Khadgar's Scrying Orb again this time. Robe of the Magi isn't that great for hunters because you don't have too many spell effects. See, it's just average, but small backpacks, let's see how that goes. Small backpacks, it says, is good. Not as good as bag of stuffing, but small backpacks is still pretty good. Gives you 2 extra cards at the start of the match. So let's go ahead and go with that. Now, after you've chosen one of your 3 treasures, keep in mind you'll get 3 more throughout the dungeon run. So you want to choose treasures, ideally, that synergize with your other treasures and with the other cards that you draw. Now, after each boss, not 4 times throughout the dungeon, but after every single boss, you'll get to choose a bucket of cards. And I use the term bucket because that's what icy-veins calls it. You get to choose a bucket of 3 cards, and you get to choose between 3 buckets. So I got big beasts, and there's 3 cards in there that were randomly chosen from a whole set. I got smugglers, which I don't think is that great. That's the one where it's like the hand buff kind of cards. And then I got weapons. That would have been good if I got, what was it, the one that makes my weapons cost 1. But even then, like these weapons, this one only costs 2. This thing doesn't actually, like, it's not an actual weapon, so it wouldn't synergize with that thing that made all my weapons cost 1. And this thing randomly equips a weapon for each player, so again, that wouldn't synergize too well. So even though I got a weapons bucket, they wouldn't have synergized very well with the Gromish's Arm Guards, which is the treasure that causes weapons to cost only 1. So let's see what icy-veins says about each of these buckets. I'm going to go ahead and guess that the big beast is going to be the best one. So let's search. Yeah, so here we're looking at the card buckets, right? And here they have a list of all of them. And they tell you a little bit about why each one is good or bad. Big Beast is on the top, it's good. It's not excellent. Wee Beast is supposedly the best according to icy-veins. But remember, as Miguel said, this isn't gospel. This is just one person's opinion. But it's a good and professional opinion, and they have good reasoning as to why they have their opinions on this. So let's go ahead and go with Big Beasts. Let's quickly look at some of the bad ones. Defense and Smuggler aren't very good. It says Smuggler effects are underwhelming for Hunter and they're not worth considering. So it might be fun to play from time to time, and honestly you could probably get a dungeon run done with the Smuggler buckets, but it's probably not the best choice if you're really trying to clear it like to as quick as you can or as well as you can. So let's go with Big Beasts. These are definitely 3 really good cards. So let's take that and let's hop into the next one. So at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and be playing. It's not going to be too much strategy, although I will be explaining a little bit as to why I make certain moves and as to why I choose certain cards. And I will definitely be talking a little strategy here and there. But it'll also just be me, you know, doing some gameplay. So I got Candlebeard here. So one thing that you want to keep in mind again is synergy, right? So you want to choose cards that are synergistic for what you have chosen already as far as treasures and buckets go. For the Mulligan phase, I got 3 cards that cost 3. I'm going to keep the Animal Companion just because it's relatively cheap and it's a really good card. It's got a lot of value. So this guy that I'm going up against has this thing that gives his minions charge. I can scroll over it, give a minion charge. Unfortunately, I don't have any 1-drops right now, so I'm going to go ahead and end my turn, which is too bad because this is an aggro kind of guy. So for the first few bosses, you could generally go aggro and just try to go for their face. Generally for the first like 2 or 3. He hasn't played anything yet, so that's good for me. I got a decent start now. Let's play this animal companion. Hopefully I get something good. Not bad. So keep thinking synergy. So for example, like the death rattle one would be really good for hunters. The battle cry totem wouldn't be that great for hunters, but it would be awesome for like shamans who have a lot of like jade, golem kind of synergy things that work really well with battle cry effects. So that double battle cry can be amazing. Or even the mage. The mage works really well with battle cries if you go elemental, because the elementals, a ton of them have battle cry effects. Mage obviously works really well with the spell damage +3, the Robo the Magi one, but it works best if you are a mage and you go and get the arcane bucket cards, because it's a lot of cheap cost spells that deal a little bit of damage, and so they're amplified. They get the most benefit from that +3 spell damage. A Pyroblast that already does 10 damage will only turn to 13 damage, whereas an Arcane Missiles that only costs 1 will go from 1 damage to 6 damage. Excuse me, 3 damage to 6 damage. Oh man, these are some really good drops here. Barnes is really good. Dr. Broom's really good. Yusarge is really good. I don't think I'm going to go for weapons. Those are some good weapons. But the Wee Beasts, honestly, this is a really good card. And, excuse me, a really good bucket. Icy-veins said that this was one of the best ones, and those are some really good cards to have. I'm just trying to decide because Dr. Boom is such an awesome card. But at this point I've got some heavier stuff, and I do want a little bit of like early game. It wouldn't hurt to get a couple weapons too, honestly, but I'm going to go with the Wee Beasts. This Cave Hydra is new, so I don't know how I feel about that. The effect seems decent actually. I know that the Haunted Creeper and the Crackling Razormaw are both great cards, so let's go with that one. Alright, Graves the Healer. Excuse me, Graves the Cleric. So he heals his hero power. If you scroll over the boss before you go into the fight, it shows you their hero power, what it's called and what it does, how much it costs. It costs him 0, so he'll be using it every turn. Restore 2 health to all minions, mine included. So keep that in mind. A lot of the bosses gain their value and their power from their hero powers. They don't necessarily have the best minions. So there's one treasure that makes the enemy minions cost 1 more. Sounds really good, and it can be really good for tempo, but it doesn't synergize with all of the bosses that well, or against all of the bosses that well. So it's not really worth getting if there's other better options. I'm going to get rid of the Hunter's Mark because I don't need that early game. I'll keep the Explosive Trap because I like it, and it only costs 2. So, remember, cards that synergize with your other treasures, and cards that synergize with each other. So if you got the Death Rattle Totem, make sure that you get a bunch of Death Rattle cards if you can, right? Now, unfortunately I can't show it here, but I'm using the Innkeeper, which is, it used to be something that allows you to import cards from Hearthstone, decks from Hearthstone directly into Hearthstone, from the website directly into the game, but they added that feature in directly into Hearthstone, so that's not really necessary anymore. Let's do Animal Companion again. But what it does do is it shows me my card list on the right here, and you guys can't see it because I haven't figured out a way to project that specific window into my recordings yet. I can get the program, but I can't get the specific add-on window that shows my card list on the right there. So it'll show you what cards you have, what cards you've already got in your hand, what cards you've already played, what cards are still in your deck. So it's really beneficial, especially for cards where, decks where you really want to know what cards you still have in your deck and what you have a chance of drawing. So check it out. It's called Innkeeper. You can download it on Hearthpwn. That's HearthPWN or Hearthone.com. And again, that's another website I mentioned in one of my gaming resources, or my one gaming resources video. Alright, at this point it's looking pretty good for me. I got some really good tempo. I'm just going to go with this and that. Those two things synergize really well because the Eagle Horn Bow gains an extra durability, which allows me to use it another time whenever a secret's revealed. And this will reveal a secret and also cause some extra damage to him. It's really fun finishing off the enemy with an explosive trap because they attack you and then kill themselves on it. Alright, let's use the Crackling Razor Maw, see if I can get a good adapt here onto this guy. Enough to kill. Let's get the 2, because his Death Rattle is going to kill everything anyway. So, I know that, so I'm going to go ahead and kill him with this. He'll kill all my stuff. Oh, but... he had 1 more health. I did my math wrong. That's why I'm an English major. Or I was an English major. Not a math major, right? Anyway, it does damage to all characters, so all I had to do was use my hero power, finish him off. Okay, Wondrous Wand is an awesome card. That's probably what I'm going to get. Draw 3 cards, reduce their cost to 0. It's one of the best treasures you can get. Amulet of Domination. If you get it for your first treasure, it's decent. Take control of an enemy minion, add it to your dungeon deck. So what that does is it actually permanently adds that minion to your deck for the rest of the dungeon run. So if you get it as your first treasure, you can use it each game and get a ton of extra powerful minions throughout the dungeon run. But partway through the dungeon run, it's not that great. It also takes control of the minion for the rest of that match, so it's a mind control on top of that and only costs 2. But the alternative being Wondrous Wand. Wondrous Wand is just so much better. Orb of Destruction is pretty good too. It slows them down, discards 2 of their cards, and destroys 2 of their mana crystals. But again, look at your alternatives. Think what synergizes. Wondrous Wand is just really good, and considering that I got the big beasts early on, and I got a couple expensive cards, if I use my Wondrous Wand and I get it in my hand early and I use it at 3 mana on turn 3, then I'll be able to place like a giant sandworm, hopefully if I draw that with it, like right away, and it'll be huge. It allows you to win matches ridiculously early sometimes. So let's go for that. And let's keep in mind that we have that Wondrous Wand now, right? Where is it? There it is. So heavy, expensive stuff might be good, but of course we got a bunch of cheap things. So defense, we remember, is one of the lesser, not so great ones. Deathlord, I don't really like that card. Unleash the Hounds is pretty good. Explosive Trap is pretty good, but we got Wee Beasts and Beast Training. Beast Training, Stampede, that's not bad. Considering, I mean, it's not usually a really good card, but considering I have a lot of beasts already, that's not bad. Timberwolf isn't very good. Crackling Razor Maw is good, but we got him in here too. Haunted Creeper again. Ooh, this is really good. So I'm going to go with Wee Beast again. Vicious Fledgling is great. After this minion attacks a hero, it adapts, and one of the adapt effects that you can get is you can get Wind Fury, so he can attack the hero, adapt that same turn, and then attack again and get another bonus effect. So this guy here, transform a minion into a random one that costs 1 more. So he just has like an auto evolve, basically. Black Seed. So let's hop into the match. Gathering the party. I love how Hearthstone has like a constant sense of humor. The whole thing is very comical. So all the dungeons and like single player modes have all these really funny prompts when it's the loading screen. Alright. Crackling Razor Maw. He only costs 2. He's not the best 2-drop because I need something else down and I don't have many 1-drops. But I'll hang on to him anyway just in case I don't have any other 2-drops. Okay. Now it's funny, if you emote the enemies in the dungeon run, they just say the same thing over and over again. So he just says that. You're just another one of the voices. Alright, he's got that to start with. I got my Wondrous Wand in hand. That's awesome. I already got my most expensive card in hand too, which means I can't draw it from the Wondrous Wand, which is too bad, but hey, that's alright. We're gonna make do with what we got. I got 2 of these Haunted Creepers, so that's a really good 2-drop. Glad I got that. I really need more 1-drops. My only option is my Boar, and that's not a very good 1-drop, and I rarely have them in hand. Alright. So Wondrous Wands, draw 3 cards. If you look over your deck, it shows you how many cards you have in your deck, and it also shows you how many cards you have in your hand. So keep that in mind when you use card draw mechanics. So I have 7 cards in my hand, right? If I use the Wondrous Wand, that gets rid of one of my cards, so I will then have 6 cards in my hand, and it'll draw 3 more, so I will then have 9. So let's go ahead and do that. You don't want to use it if you have like 8 cards in hand already, because then you'll just mill one of the cards and it'll be useless. Now that Unleash the Hounds is pretty good. This is not very good draws for the Wondrous Wand, but you know what? We're going to try our best and we're going to make do. let's try to go for some board control at this point. We're just gonna play everything, why not? I'll use the hounds to finish that off because he's got only 3 health. I'll actually use my creeper and keep him alive on that, and then try to go for board control there. Alright, he uses Wrath. Okay. Oh yeah, I probably shouldn't be clicking on those cards, huh? Because if you click on the card, it speeds through it, and you guys and gals won't be able to see what he's doing. So he's starting to evolve. Now, this is a very like RNG based boss because he could get really great units from his evolves, or he could get really terrible ones. So at this point, I have 4 mana. I think I'm actually gonna drop another Haunted Creeper, and I'm gonna adapt to this Haunted Creeper. See what I get. You can get 3 health. That's probably the best bet. What is his Death Rattle? Add a random mage spell to your hand. That's not too bad. Let's just go ahead and get that thing out of the field, and then my guy will stay alive, and it'll kill his guy. So it's a pretty good trade-off. All right, he's gonna Forgotten Torch me. Now at this point, as you can tell, obviously I'm going more for board control rather than, you know, aggroing, going for the face, because I'm already on like the 3rd boss or whatever it is. Okay, if you control at least 2 other minions, gain taunt. I do control 2 other minions, so I'm going to place this guy now. It's going to be great. I don't want to lose both my creepers and not even... Oh, I would kill that thing. Should I do it? No, I'll wait until I can get the Direwolf. Well, you know what? Then he might evolve it. So let's go ahead and actually just take it out, so that he doesn't have anything on the board, so that he has less to evolve. I'm just worried about running out of cards, honestly, because I got a bunch of cheap cards in this deck. I could totally run out of cards before I kill him. Alright, so let's go ahead and do... Oh, that'll be really good. So, adjacent minions have +2 attack, so the 2 spiders next to him get +2 attack. I can use one there, and then the spider dies, and the spider next to him gains the benefit. I use this to finish him off too. Alright, and then I'm just going to go face. At this point, I can finally start hitting the hero a little bit. I want to put this fledgling down. Even though I could have put the snapshot down and used all 4 mana, I'm going to put the fledgling down because he's just so powerful and I want to get him on the board. Especially now it's relatively safe because the boss only has 2, now 3 cards in hand. Now that's bad for me. Oof. Man, that's rough. That's gonna hurt. 5 taunt minions. Okay, well, let's make do. Alright, we'll try our best here. Let's use Animal Companion and hopefully get... Yes! I freaking got Leok. That's awesome. Okay, so all my guys are more buff now. I'm wondering if I should just sacrifice some of these spells just to get rid of some of these guys. I'm actually going to hang on to my Deadly Shot for later. So I'll play my Snapjaw. I'll kill one with this guy. Use the 2 spiders to finish off one more. Okay, that's not bad. I'm still in the lead here. Definitely got more board control in him, but we'll see how it goes. It's not looking too great for me. I'm really worried about running out of cards at this point, honestly. Alright, so evolve something else. What does this do? At the end of your turn, restore 3 health to your hero. That's not very good for me. Okay, let's get this giant sandworm out. Hopefully it stays alive and that can win the game for us. So I can kill this with that, kill this with that, and then start hitting the hero with the fledgling finally. Hopefully I get a Wind Fury. I don't. Okay, I'm actually going to go for +3 health at this point because I really want this thing to stay alive because it can keep attacking and keep getting more and more adapts. Ah, he's got another Spreading Plague. That's definitely a counter for my deck. So keep in mind where your deck is strong and where your deck is weak. Now I know that my deck is weak as far as like more late game. I was worried about having too many late game cards, but I think at this point I don't have enough. So if I don't kill the boss early on, then it's going to be trouble for me. So I'm going to go ahead and use this and that. Now this guy, whenever this attacks and kills a minion, it can attack again. So I can actually use him to finish off all of their taunt guys. So I should have thought that through before I said this is a bad thing, because that's actually not so bad for me. And he's got 5 health left, and this guy does 4 damage. So I'm going to go ahead and use that too, because that means my worm will still stay alive. Look at that, he just cleared the whole board, and he can still attack the hero. Amazing. If that card lives up to his full potential, oh man, so much value. There's the Wind Fury. Now it can attack again. Look at this. Turn any things around. I'm going to go for a can't be targeted by spells or hero power, so he stays alive. And I can actually finish up the game right here. Awesome! I didn't think that I was going to get that one, but I went ahead and cleared it. So, let's see what we get for our next set of treasures. So, I don't know how I feel about these draws here. It doesn't feel like I got the best ones. Anti-Keelbot, when I first started playing the game, this was one of my first cards that I got that wasn't just a basic card. And it was pretty good actually used in a hunter deck as like a surprise thing. It's not that great for hunters though, because you're not going for long matches, especially this deck. I got a lot of like early game. Sludge Belcher on the other hand. 2 of those, that sounds really good. Sludge Belcher is a really good card for sure. It's got a ton of value. My alternatives would be 2 more Haunted Creepers. I've already got 2 in my deck. And an Infested Tauren. 4-drop wouldn't be bad, but I'm lacking late game. And then tracking and 2 flares. Well, flare is going to be practically useless in this dungeon run. And tracking, it's okay, but I think I'm actually, despite the fact that icy-veins said defense isn't a good pick for a bucket, I'm going to go ahead and go with the defense. So let's go ahead and choose that one there. Those Sludge Belchers are really good, so I'm confident that'll be good. All Death Rattles trigger twice, that's good for me now, because I just got those 2 Sludge Belchers, and they have a decent Death Rattle effect. It's actually pretty good. It summons a 1/2 slime with taunt, and the Sludge Belcher himself has taunt, so it's a really sticky minion that really protects your hero and, you know, soaks up a bunch of damage from the board. Alright, not the best starting hand. I am going to draw 2 extra cards from the small backpack. Let's go ahead and re-roll everything and just hope that I get a 2-drop or even a 1-drop. Ugh, that's not good. Okay, well hopefully small backpacks will give me something good. At least I got the Haunted Creeper. That's pretty good actually. That's one of the best 2-drops I could ask for that I have. Okay, so he's going to do Amara, Warden of Hope, and you can see what she does up here. She's got a taunt, costs 5, she's 8/8. She sets your hero's health to 40, so it'll set the max health and the current health to 40. So no, it's actually a priest card. It's like the priest quest card. And your hero's max health in a regular game is 30 normally, and it can actually heal him to full and set it to 40. So it's pretty cool. But this guy's health is 40 to begin with, so it's not as great. Now, all Death Rattles trigger twice. It's a passive hero power. So my Haunted Creeper, as well as his Loot Hoarder, are both going to be triggering twice. Let's see what I got here. I think it'll be worth it. I'm going to go ahead and do that. He can draw his 2 cards, because I want to get this Fledgling down. And this gives me a ton of board control. Right there. Alright, that's really good for me, because now this can attack the hero. Before I do that, I want to make sure I don't have like my, what is it, the Direwolf Alpha or anything that could make this guy stronger before I use him. So I don't have any like adapt cards or anything like that. The Crackling Rays or Maw or anything that will buff him, so let's go ahead and attack. No Wind Fury, that's too bad. But hey, that's alright. Let's go with, I'll do 3 health. I like 3 health, that seems pretty good for me. So what else can we do? I'm thinking let's put this guy down, just because he costs 4. We'll get him on the board, get him out of the hand. Now he's got 6 cards. This will give him 2 more, but it'll also give me really good control of the board. So even if he has a bunch of cards in hand, if he has no mana and no board control to play them, it might be a decent trade-off. He's got 8 cards in hand now. Now this gives a friendly minion 1/1 when it dies, but if there's no friendly minion for it to buff, then it's practically useless. I got pretty good control right now. I'm tempted to just use the deadly shot and finish this guy off, but let's think about how else I could finish him off. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, I don't know. I just feel like I would be throwing away a lot of things that are unnecessary. So I'm actually going to go ahead and take the risk and use the deadly shot early. Get rid of that thing. Won't have to worry about it. Let's get another haunted creeper on the board. I might be able to kill him before he finishes his quest, which is really good. Alright, let's see what I get this time. Taunt, Divine Shield, 1/1. I don't want Taunt because I don't want it to die. I think Divine Shield for this time because I want it to stay alive best I can. So if he's got any heavy board control or anything like that, hopefully it'll live through. Excuse me, board clear is what I meant to say. Alright. So let's see, what can I do here? I want to get rid of that. It's going to buff that thing, but I think at this point I can kind of just start going face. Hearthstone's not as fast paced as Clash Royale. Sometimes you got to slow down and think about your options, do a little bit of math, see how things are. I think I'm actually going to use this guy, pop his Divine Shield, get it down to 3 health, use that to keep it alive, sacrifice a spider to finish it off. It'll buff his teammate, but not a big deal. Okay, at this point, why don't I put a Sludge Belcher down, and then I got 1 extra mana, so I'll just use the boar, and I'll keep going face. He only died twice. He says that because, you know, he triggers double death rattles. Ha ha ha. Blizzard, you're so funny. Okay. Holy Nova. Uh-oh. It's going to clear out all my stuff, but death rattles trigger twice, so I get a bunch of slimes. Well, only 1 slime because I got too many spiders. 2 slimes would have been better, but whatever. Beggars can be choosers. At least I got a ton of cool stuff. Alright, I'm going to get another adapt here. Let's hope for Wind Fury again. Nothing, but 3 attack. That's good. I like that. So the next time I use him, he'll be stronger. At this point, I can't put anything down. So that's almost a bad thing. I'm just going to do what I can, which is the trap and the hero power. Can't put anything down because there's no room. I've got 7 minions on the board already, so I couldn't place any of my stronger guys. It would have been awesome to get that Nestling Rock down. And I could have sacrificed a guy on one of his units had he had one, but he didn't. So the board was full. Okay, I got enough mana now to put my giant sandworm down, so that's an option. But I kind of want to finish him off as quickly as I can. This would make my guy stronger, but I don't think I can quite finish him. So let's actually go ahead and do the giant sandworm, and then I'm just going to keep going face. Alright, there we go. How many death rattles is he at? He's at 6 of 7. So he could get his thing here. He will. Oof. Wait, how much does it cost? I forgot. Costs 5, so he can actually play it, and he probably will. Yep. Guess we're in for a longer match. Almost got him there, but not quite. Okay, well I got my giant sandworm. What else do I have? This will be good for taking out his warden. I want to use the sandworm on the warden because then he'll die. They're both 8/8. Now this will be interesting. I can heal myself up. I can gain benefit from killing both of these guys, and he's already at full health, so he won't get the 2 or the 4 health from their death rattle. Might as well finish up the other one for board control. I got my 2 minions, so I can play that and just keep going face. Still in the game. You know, it's not over yet. Still got good board control. He's gonna kill my worm. Oh, what? He used it on the... Okay, whatever. I mean, I guess bad AI would think he would use it on the worm, not the rock, but whatever. That's cool. Good for me. Okay, get that charge out there. Get this guy out there. Keep going face. I'm not even gonna worry about this thing now. I'm just gonna go face. There's not much you can do at this point, I think. I think I pretty much got it in the bag. Ooh, except for that, right? Am I right? Oh man, scary. Scurry. 2 cool things I can do right now. Got 7 cards left. Let's use the Wondrous Wand because I think I'm going to try to be able to finish it off real quickly here. Now I got this guy, so all my beasts have charge. So this will have charge. I can adapt friendly beast, so I'll adapt this guy. Those aren't very good. But what I could try to do is clear those two things out. If he has Wind Fury, then I could hit the hero twice. I can also just use him, honestly, because he can kill those two things, and then... yeah, that's enough damage, especially with the hounds. Okay, let's do that. Now, I don't even need the hounds, because I did my maths. Quick maths. Big check. Alright. Now he's talking to himself. Cool. Getting pretty far into this dungeon run. That's awesome. Okay, Battle Totem. I don't have many battle cries. I got the two Crackling Grazer Maws. I got the Healbot, the Rock, and the Rock. The battle cry, the double battle cry would be useless anyway. So that's not that great. Mysterious Tome. It's an interesting one. It can be good, but it's kind of unreliable because you have no control over what the secrets are. So it could be ones that work really well against the boss, or it could be ones that work very poorly against the boss. Now this, on the other hand, Crystal Gem. That is an awesome pick. So why don't we go ahead and go with Crystal Gem. It's good for basically any deck. Let's look really quickly at what Icy-Veins says. Crystal Gem, excellent. Provides a strong boost in early game tempo, allowing you to explode onto the board faster. Great for any deck. Okay, cool. Thanks, Icy-Veins. I agree, and I can attest to that because I've definitely cleared a few runs using Crystal Gem. Okay, let's see what we got. Do I need 2 Rexars? I don't know if that's great, because when you get the hero cards, the Death Knight hero cards, it changes your hero power. That's the biggest effect, as well as their battle cry and the 5 armor. But there's no need to change your hero power twice, because it can't be changed twice. It changes into the same thing. So I don't know how I feel about that. I'm looking at the Sylvanas right now. That's really strong. I'm looking at this Death Rattle. Cool. That looks really good. 3 really good cards. Sylvanas is just one of my favorite cards in the game. She's so powerful. And then I can use this guy to trigger her Death Rattle effect early. And this is just a really good sticky card early game. I could go for some weapons. Not bad, honestly. Gladiator's Longbow would be good. Oh man, I don't like Bitter Try to Hydra. I'm definitely not doing that. I can't give this up. These are such good cards. I feel like I should get some weapons because I've been getting so many minions and stuff. But these are such good cards that I just don't want to give them up. So I'm going to go for the Death Rattle. Alright, we're already on boss 6 of 8. Okay, Divinity, you give all your minions Divine Shield. So this is an interesting boss. It's one of the more rare ones. He rather switches between 2 bosses that have less health. Instead of like 60 health, they've got 30 each. And they can swap in between, or when you kill one, it turns into the other. I've had a pretty good time with him before. I think I generally have beat this boss. Now watch me lose, because I said that. Alright, so we have the Crystal Gem now. Definitely keeping Wondrous Wand. I want that as soon as possible in my hand. Crystal Gem gives me 2 mana to start with, so I can put the Kindly Grandmother down right away, and I can use the Wondrous Wand on turn 3, and hopefully get something really expensive with it. Let's reroll the Oasis Snapdraw, because I don't really need that 4-drop right in my hand right away. I should have kept it, actually. Because now I got my giant sandworm in my hand. I could have gotten it with the Wondrous Wand, but oh well, it is what it is. Maybe I wouldn't have, because I got these extra 2 cards from the small backpacks anyway. Alright, so let's start with Kindly Grandmother. I don't want to start with Hero Power or Explosive Trap, because I want to get a minion on the board and try to get that potential damage out as soon as I can. Explosive Trap would be good here, but let's do Wondrous Wand. Alright, nice. Eaglehorn Bow. Okay, Vicious Fledgling. Not the best cards, but let's make use of them. I'm gonna go ahead and do this right here. I'll save my weapon for now. Wait till he puts something more threatening down with a little bit more health. I don't know how I feel about that. He didn't really need to use that. Oh, but he did get rid of my fledgling. So maybe I should have killed that thing. But he could have had something else to remove it. So who knows. Alright, let's put down the explosive trap. And just go hero power. I'm going to hang on to my weapon for now. I don't think he has anything that destroys weapons. So I should be okay. Alright. 5 mana, let's put down a Sludge Belcher. Now this guy also damages next to whomever he attacks, so if I use it against the middle one, although it seems like a bad trade-off because it's a 2-1 for a 1-1, it'll kill the 2 minions next to him, so that's not bad, gives me some board control. Still not going to attack with my hero, there's no real need to yet. Change an enemy minion's attack to 1, okay, that's actually good for me because that means he doesn't have that in his hand anymore. I can actually clear that out with this right here. I could put another Sludge Belcher down. Why don't I do this and then adapt that and see what I get. 3 health, not bad. And then I'll just use my hero power for now. Start going face. At the end of your turn, give all minions in your hand 1/1. So I want to kind of get rid of that thing so it doesn't wrap up his hand too much, right? What can I do to do that? Well, there's a few options. Why don't I... Well, I want to save my hero's attack if I can, so I'll do this. There we go. Okay, I got 7 mana. I can get my Giant Worm on turn 8, so why don't I put the Tundra Rhino down for now. And then just use my hero power. Just go face some more. He's got charge. I'm still waiting for that explosive trap to proc. And that'll give me an extra number of durability, an extra, what would I call it, count of durability. So my Eaglehorn Bow can attack once more. Alright, awesome. This is going to be great. So I'll hang on to Sylvanas a little bit. I'll put him down. And I can use him to slowly clear the whole board. Yeah, it seems like a bad trade-off, but they only do 1 damage each. So since he can attack every time he kills a minion, I can just use it to clear the whole board relatively safely. And then his buddy's gonna jump out here once I finish him off, so let's let that happen, and then we'll decide what to do next. Alright. Not George. Okay. Let's get back in here. Just keep going face. Hang on to that weapon for now. What to do. It's looking good for me. Probably just keep going face, but I do want to get rid of this thing right here. What is he called? Graham Street Enforcer. Now I still got this up, so all my beasts have charge. So the Jungle Panther will have charge, and I can use it to kill that. I'm not too worried about these guys, but I guess I could actually use him to finish them off, and he'd still be alive. Let's get Sylvanas down. She costs 6 anyway. At this point, I'm just going to go face. I'm not going to use this attack yet because I might as well hang on to it for now and use it to finish him off if I have to. Still have a chance of getting that extra durability. If he ever gets to attack my hero, right? Because it's only when your hero is attacked. He hasn't even gotten a chance yet. That thing's been active like all game. Ooh, this is going to be fun. Okay, I'm going to clear out this guy and this guy, and then I use this Princess Huhuron, trigger a friendly, jeez, I can't talk. Trigger a friendly minion's death rattle, and I'm going to trigger Sylvanas' death rattle, which takes control of a random enemy minion. And since I cleared out the 2 weaker minions, it only has the 1 stronger guy to take control of. He's now mine. Sylvanas is still alive. Let's go ahead and finish off this round. And I can use that. I could have hero powered, but I can be fancy and use my last bit of my weapon to finish him off. Alright, it's going really well so far. So let's see, what do I get for my next set of loot? Now, I'm looking at our options here, and I feel like Beast Trading's our best one here. Another Crackling Razor Mob would be decent, Cave Hydra's alright, Rat Pack's alright. But again, those are a bunch of really cheap cards. The defense cards here are decent. Freezing Trap's actually really good and slows Sludge Belcher. Defender of Argus isn't bad either, so now that I'm looking at that again, that's actually pretty good. But I feel like the fact that I have so many beasts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so on and so forth. You see, there's a ton of them, right? This Stampede effect could be really good. So if I save that to late game and I have a bunch of beasts in my hand, it could be awesome. Another Crackling Razor Maw, of course, would be decent. And this has the potential to give me something real good. So let's go ahead and go with Beast Training for this one. Alright. Don't let its growing gooey friends get out of hand. Give minions in your hand +1/+1. Did a tss out of hand, right? You get it? Blizzard, you're so funny. Let's go ahead and hop into this match here. See how we do. We're already on the 7th boss. So that's awesome. I'm going to be really happy if I can clear the full dungeon in my video in one shot. That'd be awesome. I doubt it's gonna happen, but that'd be pretty cool. I mean, I have cleared it many times, but I've also done it a million more times than I've cleared it and, you know, not cleared it. So, oh man, like Rogue, Paladin, and Warrior, I remember I stuck on those 3 forever before I got the card back. Those 3 gave me trouble. Alright, man, I got the Stampede early. That's not very good. But, you know, maybe I can actually get some good cards from Wondrous Wand and get like 3 beasts and then combo that with Stampede. That could work out really well. Okay, start with 2 mana. I don't want to play the Crackling Razor Maw without anything to adapt, so I'm actually going to start with Explosive Trap. Let's do that. Alright. Turn 3. Now I'm going to draw the 3 cards. I don't know if I'm going to play them right away because I might want to, but I don't get many beasts, so they wouldn't synergize that well with Stampede anyway. Okay, so let's go ahead and do these 2 guys. I'm going to summon the random beast companion, get the charge guy. If you have a beast, summon a random beast, that's good. I'm going to hang on to the Antique Healbot for later. Ooh, that's a pretty good one. Yeah, that's awesome. And it doesn't have a battle cry effect, so when you get like a guy that does something like this, summon a random beast, battle cry effects only trigger when you play it from your hand, as it says there. So if this guy had a battle cry effect, it wouldn't have worked, it wouldn't have done anything. But since he has a taunt and a death rattle effect, he gets his full potential value. So let's go ahead and attack the hero with that. I'm not going to play the heal bot yet, because I want to hang on to it to heal later in the game. So pretty good tempo to start off with. I wish I had more heavy cards that synergized well with that Wondrous Wand. The start of your turn, gain 1/1. It's not good, so I want to get rid of that thing if I can. Alright, why don't I... I'm going to... Looking at my options here, I'll just go ahead and adapt this guy, see if I can get something good. Ah, good, that's what I was hoping for. Rather than Divine Shield, I'm actually going to go for 3 health. And then I'll kill that. And then just keep going face. And Hero Power. Again, I'm not going to play the heal bot. He's only 3/3, so he doesn't have that much value other than his heal. So I want to get the full value of him by using him when I have lower health. Of course, you could argue that since I want to win early, and if I get to the point where I have lower health, it's too late for me to win, I should have played him earlier. But hey, whatever. I want to use his heal if I can. Alright, I got this guy, costs 5. Let's go ahead and use him. I'm feeling at this point like I should go face. See, the Nestling Rock will kill both of these guys because they got 3/4. So they got 4 health, he got 4 damage, or he has 4 damage. He'll kill them. They have to attack him because he's a taunt. Or they'll attack this and weaken themselves on him. So let's just go face for now. See if I can finish everything off. Alright, so that puts that into my deck. Now this guy's still alive. Alright, this is looking pretty good for me. Might be able to win early. So each time you play a beast this turn, I wonder if that counts for Unleash the Hounds or not. Well, he's got 3. Let's do this. I'm going to kill that on that so that I got room for the hounds. Play this. See if it works. We'll find out. Nope, it doesn't count because it's like a play from your hand card. But I will get the extra beast from playing this. So I kind of wasted my what's the hard card called? Stampede there. But that's alright. Hey, it's a lesson, right? So that's all that I have mana left for. So I'm just going to keep going face at this point. It's looking good for me. He's only got 11 health left. This is an enemy boss that gets really powerful late game, so you kind of want to deal with him early if you can. This is really strong. After this minion survives damage, summon a copy of this minion. But if I just finish off the hero before he can do anything, nothing he can do about that. Alright, we're going to make it to the last boss here. Cool. Alright, so we definitely want to take a look at icy-veins for the last boss, because the last bosses are the hardest, and you kind of want to have a little bit of an understanding of what they do. But first, let's pick our treasure. Whenever you cast a spell, summon a random minion. That'd be awesome if I was like a mage and I had a bunch of spells, but I'm not. Shoot 3 fireballs at random enemies that deal 8 damage each. That's not bad. Some board removal. Or I could get 7 boom bots. Well, I've got so many things that go on the board already. And so many like sticky things, you know, the haunted creeper, the kindly grandmother, you know, things that when they die they summon another minion. And I don't have much board clear, so I almost feel inclined to get the Embers of Ragnaros. Let's go ahead and go with that. Normally I would get the boom box, but let's go with this one this time. Okay, what do I have? Beast Training, 3 really good cards. I don't know about that Stampede, it didn't work out before. Another Crackling Razor Maw. All this cheap stuff. Well, the tracking wouldn't be good. I'm gonna go with this one over here. The Beast Training. Let's take that one. Okay, who do we have? Ooh, this is good for me. Because what his hero power is he removes the top 2 cards of your deck. So he doesn't have that strong of a deck, but he'll remove a lot of your vital things. So if you've just got a bunch of stuff that's just decent, you know, early and mid game like I do, then you might actually be able to beat him. But let's go ahead and take a quick look at what icy-veins says about this guy. Alright, here we go. So, dungeon run, he's Azari the Devourer, right? Yeah, he is. Okay, so it tells us his hero power, overview, strategy. He'll most likely go through your entire deck. Let's read through it really quickly. Any of your most powerful cards in the opening hand, you should keep them. Yeah, that's pretty good to keep in mind. So the tricky part to the mulligan, finding balance between keeping essential cards and making sure that you can still contest the early board. Yeah, that's true. If you get control of the board early, then you should manage to kill him before he runs out of you're out of resources. Yeah, definitely. Okay. If you have small backpacks, the decision is significantly easier. Okay, cool. So I do have small backpacks, which is awesome. So this is looking good for me. Basic Hearthstone concepts, board control, and then get his face, right? Okay, cool. Don't panic. Good advice, icy-veins. I love you guys. Such a good website. Okay, let's go ahead and go back to the match here. And let's challenge this guy. Azari the Devourer! Lighting candles, right? Okay. Let's hope for a good starting hand. And if I don't get a good starting hand, then let's hope that my small backpacks help me out here. Alright, let's definitely get rid of the sandworm. The Hydra. Honestly, I don't know. I feel like I've got so many 2-drops and 3-drops I could get something better than the Razor Maw. So let's get rid of the Razor Maw too. Just hope for something better, because I'm going to start with like 5 or 6 cards. You know, if I get the coin, start with 6, right? So, Direwolf Alpha isn't that great, but that's probably better than the Razor Maw, because he could still get potential from his effect. Start with an extra mana crystal. See what he says. I drink your fear and feast on your remorse. Wonderful, thank you. Alright, let's go ahead and put this guy down. Because if I put a Razor Maw down, they'll lose out on their Battlecry effect. So he gets rid of a Cave Hydra, no big deal. Oh no, he got rid of my Wondrous Wands. That's really bad for me. Too bad. I'm upset, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and make do the best that we can. Alright. Tough choice. I'm going to... Well, this would be killed if I played it, so I'll save it. And I'll play this instead. None of these are that great. Suppose I could give him +1/+1 and then take this guy out. That's not bad actually. No blue damage to the enemy hero too. Okay, cool. Gets rid of my heal bot, not a big deal. A Rhino, not that big of a deal either. I got this guy right here, the Embers. Those will come in handy for sure. I'll probably want to do the Embers of Ragnaros to clear the board, and then get this down on the turn after that. So why don't I adapt this here? See what I get. Could get Wind Fury and go face. That'd be good. Or I could hit the face and then clear out his Imp too. Let's do that. And just hero power. Hope for the best. Ooh, Deadly Shot's gone. Another Razor Maw, not a big deal. I wish I had that Deadly Shot though. That'll come in handy for sure. Alright, I got my Sylvanas. So I'll probably put the Sludge Belcher down now. Hopefully that'll buy me a little bit of time. Give me a little board control here. Oh no, I got rid of my Sandworm. That's too bad. Alright. I want to use this pretty soon. But maybe what I should do first is finish that off so I don't... You know, it hits 3 random enemies, so it's going to get value from... Oh no, that's too bad. Some of the Dreadsteed. Oh well, let's go ahead and try it. See how it goes. Oh, that's too bad. At least it killed that one guy and his hero. I was really hoping it would kill that thing though. I could finish it off with this and that, but I don't really want to waste that yet. So I'll just keep using my hero power for now. Dreadsteed comes back. It's not looking so hot for me. Only 13 cards left. Probably should have saved those Embers, but it's all good. We're going to try our best anyway. And hey, I've gotten all the way to the last boss, so even if I lose now, it's not that big of a deal. I'm happy with this video so far. So let's look at our options here. I'm thinking just play Sylvanas. Or I could clear one of these guys. Yeah, let's just play Sylvanas. See how it goes. Hopefully I can get one of his stronger guys. There goes my princess. That's too bad. I could have used it to trigger Sylvanas. Deal 3 damage to all other characters. Alright, let's think about our options here. Maybe Stampede now and summon a bunch of weak guys. That'd be good. Give your opponent 2 bananas, but that gives me more stuff on the board. I want to get my Fledgling out. Alright, why don't I sacrifice my Sylvanas and just hope that I get something good here. Yes, that's good. That's the best option I could have gotten. Okay, then we're just gonna go face. And man, on turn 10 I can get that guy down, especially if I still have a Rhino. But do I? I don't think I do. No, I don't have any Rhinos left in my deck, so that's too bad. But that's okay. Because then you could have charged and attacked right away. That would have been awesome. Alright. What can I do here? I'm a little scared to use that, but I'm actually, that might be pretty good right about now. He's only got one card left, so things are actually looking pretty good for me. Why don't I use this now? Play King Mukla. See what I get. I get that. I'm actually going to play this guy instead. Ooh, not bad. Okay, cool. Attack the hero. Wind Fury, awesome. No point in killing the Dreadsteed because it'll just come back to life, so I'm just going to keep going face at this point. Only got 4 cards left. Scary. It's going to be a close match. So he's making use of those bananas that I gave him for my Mukla, but that does get my Mukla on the board, which will be good for me. Gives me a powerful minion on the board. Taking damage from the Bittertide Hydra, but I do have an 8 damage minion on the board now. And it's still alive at the end of this turn, so that's good for me. Oh, this is going to be good. Let's get this guy down. Well, let's make sure I'm not going to die first. So that's 12, 13 damage. So why don't I... Gonna kill that, or attack that rather. The next turn I'll have 12 and 8 there. I'm actually gonna go ahead and make this trade-off here, because I know that this guy's gonna stay alive for a bit. Just keep me a little bit safer. That's not bad, because that could have been 6 damage on my hero. Instead it's only 3. Okay, cool. I don't have any cards left. Oof, scary. It's gonna be super close. Alright, let's play this smart. I don't have anything that can buff this guy, so I might as well just hit the hero for now. I want to get as much damage out with the hero power as I can right away. I don't have any charges or anything else, so let's do that. I'm actually going to use the explosive trap because that's 2 more damage. They could potentially kill him if he attacks my hero. Lastly, what should I do? I'm thinking Sludge Belcher, just something to help keep me alive. I'm going to hang on to the Hunter's Mark just in case I need it for any super powerful minions or taunts or anything that he might have. I don't know exactly what's in his deck, but you know, let's be safe, right? Oh, it's looking good for me. It's looking real good for me. And that's the end of the turn. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you clear Kobolds and Catacombs dungeon run. Woo! Cheer, everybody cheer. Awesome. I'm happy. I'm really happy. You can imagine, this was not planned. This was literally my first recording. So it's pretty great that I was able to get it all done, get it all completed, and showcase this thing successfully and actually clear the whole run. He said, you did it, you're a dungeon master now. You can click there. It shows the deck that I cleared it with. Shows all the cards, including the treasures. And that is that. And then we go back. Choose. And we start it all over again. Alright everybody, thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun with this one. I'm really happy with the outcome. If you like this Hearthstone video, let me know and I'll definitely make more in the future. Thanks everybody for watching, for commenting, for sharing and subscribing. Have a good night everyone.